starting off with a 10-2-1 record there in the month of October. Good enough for first place in our division and in the entire National Hockey League. So there's a look at our 13 games played in the month of October to open up the season. 21 points, as you can see, as we lead our division by 2 points there ahead of the Kings, the Golden Knights at 18, Coyotes 16, and Canucks 14 to hold both wild card spots. Central Division looks like this. You can see the Panthers just 1 point back of us with a 10-3-0 record. So just one more loss than we had there for 20 points, and they lead the Eastern Conference in that category as well. So yeah, what a start for the Calgary Flames. Not a bad way to open up our season. Definitely wasn't expecting such a hot start for the Flames, who are looking to win their second Pacific Division title in the last 3 years, and obviously most importantly win the Stanley Cup for the first time in a very, very long time. So a good start for us, as mentioned in that last episode. If you missed it, episode 18, we concluded the free agent period with the preseason and training camp, I should say. Then we got started, obviously, the regular season. Also made a pretty big move. We signed and locked up Matthew Tkachuk for 3 more years on an extension. We'll talk about that a little bit later as this episode goes on. But we have a number of huge players that need extensions. We talked about in the last episode, Johnny Gaudreau among those names. But the big one we got done was Matthew Tkachuk. We got him done on a bridge deal, 3 years for $6.3 million, I believe it was, something like that. For 3 more years on a bridge deal. We talked about why that bridge deal made a lot of sense for both our team and I guess for Tkachuk as a player, and as well as the money, why it made a lot of sense. So we got that one done. Still a lot we want to get done, though, before the free agent period. Johnny Gaudreau, like I said, one of them. Andrew Mangiapane, another name I wouldn't mind getting done before the free agent period. And then some other big names like Domi, Giordano, as well in that conversation. So lots to talk about, lots to get into in this episode. We're going to do a lot of simming here, continue the regular season. We'll see if a guy like Gaudreau can stay on pace here, having an incredible start to the season, leading us with 17 points, 8 goals through 13 games. And can the Calgary Flames keep this hot record going at the 10-2-1? We actually have finished off the month of October, I believe, losing 3 of our last 4 games. So not a good way to end the month. We started, obviously, like I said, on an 8-game winning streak or something like that. Let's go up here. We started on a 3, just trying to look here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 game winning streak. So we won every single game up to this game on the 20th against Dallas. First loss came against the Nashville Predators here, and then there's a win, a loss, and a loss to finish off our calendar year. So yeah, after that first loss, we ended up losing 3 of our next 4, winning this game here against the Anaheim Ducks, and now we are here on November 1st against the Islanders. So yeah, we lost 3 of our last 4, and one of them coming in overtime, or a shootout, I should say, against the Pittsburgh Penguins, our last game. So we did get a point out of that one to stay at 21 points, as mentioned. That's why we have a 10-2-1 record. But yeah, no, pretty good start. Obviously, I can't go wrong with a 9-game winning streak to open up your season there for the Calgary Flames. You can see a very busy month of November and into December. So let's get a lot of simming done here. And like I said, just kind of see if we can stay on pace here for what we're at. Obviously, you want to be as good as you can be in the regular season, but it all is determined when we get to April and to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Coming off of back-to-back second-round exits at the hands of the Anaheim Ducks in the last 2 years. We'd obviously like to get by the Ducks if we can, and just most importantly get by the second round. Right now the Ducks are 7th in our division, actually tied for dead last with 11 points. So wouldn't mind seeing that all season long. Obviously, we can get the Ducks somehow not in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They just squeaked in last year and still managed to beat us. Actually went all the way to the Stanley Cup finals and lost to the Capitals in the Stanley Cup finals. But it's just an Anaheim thing. We talked about it before, so not going to get into it. So let's keep simming here. I'm just going to keep the lines as it was to end off the month. Like I said, it was a 5-4 shootout loss at the hands of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think Binghamton is still in net. We'll keep it net. Binghamton has been actually really, really good to start this season. That's one thing I actually want to look at just before we start, is just to see where our players stand in terms of points to start the season. So, like I said, there's Johnny Gaudreau leading the way. 17 points, 16 points there for Michael Backlund, 13 points for Mark Giordano, who's now in the second pairing. Not bad there. 11 points for Sean Monahan playing with Gaudreau there on the top line. Lindholm as well. Tkachuk is down there 10 points. Hannafin on the top pairing minutes as well. Pretty good to see a lot of these guys up there in terms of points. A lot of these guys we want to see some good production out of. Michael Backlund's a surprising one, playing on our third line. Didn't expect a lot of production out of him this year. He had a really good season for us last year. He's continuing to have that for us this year as well. I just want to go by entire league here just to see kind of where Johnny Gaudreau is here. So yeah, he's in the top 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top 6. Top 6 in NHL scoring. Actually tie with Dylan Larkin, so you can say top 5. Just has a few more games played than Larkin. But yeah, 17 points. You can see Kopitar leading the way with 20 points for some reason. I just want to go by goaltending quickly, not AHL. Let's go by goaltending here. I just want to see where Jordan Binnington is because he's had a fantastic start to the season for us. There he is, second in the league in terms of, I don't know if this is going by wins. Looks like it. Let's go by save percentage here. So disregarding these guys, I should say, they've only played a few games. UC Stars is up there with a 9.37 save percentage through 10 games. Pecorine, 9.33 through 10 games. Hodobin, and then there's Binnington, 9.27. 12 games played. So you could say top 5 in save percentage, with regards to games played. Obviously, such a good start from Jordan Binnington. Like I said, 12 games, 9 wins, 9.27 is a save percentage, 206 goals against. So really good for us. Talbot, I believe, hasn't been too bad either coming in the few games he's played. But Binnington's just been lights out, our big free agent signing, as well as Johnny Gaudreau and some other players there. So like I said, let's just keep going here, see what we got. Very happy so far with our start. Like I said, it's dropped off a little bit in the last 4 games, dropping 3 of our last 4. See if we can pick it back up here to start the month of November. So we are just going to go period by period here. In the month of November, first period, Flames and Islanders. We get goals from Andrew Kopp and Sean Monahan. They get one from Justin Bailey, 2-1. Second period, trading goals once again, Oliver Shillington, Jordan Eberle. Third period, do we hang on? Yeah, we do. 3-2 is the final, so we'll take it, obviously. That's a pretty good win for the Calgary Flames. Binnington goes 9-3-5, so another good night for Jordan Binnington. Main thing is we pick up the 2 points and just continue to win. Here's the big divisional games coming up. I know, again, it's early. Scott Wilson is able to play. We'll just continue. I think we got Devontae Smith-Pelly in there. We'll give Smith-Pelly some games on the 4th line. Like I said, I know it's early, but these divisional games still matter a lot. Anytime you play. You can see the Golden Knights are just a few points back of us. The Canucks are down there, but again, so early in the season, they can easily jump up. So we need to be winning every single divisional game here when we can, and getting every point possible and not giving points away. So back-to-back divisional games here. We'll obviously give Binnington this first game, maybe give Talbot the second game, but let's try and get these 2 points here against Vancouver. All right, first period, Flames, Nucks, 2-0 Canucks after 1 period. Not what you want to see there. Anton Roussel, Brock Besser. Do we fight back in the second period? Come on, Flames. Ugh, nothing. This is not looking good through 40 minutes. We need a big third period here. Calgary Flames. Come on, Canucks, Flames. Nothing. Wow. All right, so I believe that's the first game we do get shut out this season. We lose 2 massive points to our arch division rival. Like I said, Canucks are down there right now in the Pacific Division standings, but lots can change. And not a good night. There's Binnington, who actually had a good night, 9.39, but not a good night for our offense. That goes quiet for the first time this season, so obviously not what you want to see there. That's all right. We'll move on to this Vegas game here. Just trying to think here. Vegas is so close to us. I kind of want to keep Binnington in net here. Maybe give Talbot one of these games later. I want to get these 2 points, so not happy we didn't get those ones against Vancouver. Let's try and get these ones here against the Vegas Golden Knights. All right, here we go. Calgary, Vegas, first period. There we go, much better. 2 points, or 2 goals, I should say, for Noah Hannafin beating Marc-Andre Fleury. Second period, slew of goals. We get some from Domi, Bennett, Dubé. They get 2. Cody Glass, Max Pacioretty. Do we hang on in the third? Oh, wow. They tie it up in the third period.
So Dubé gets the third period started, but then they get goals from Stone, Pacioretty, this White Cloud guy, and Cody Glass. So 4 unanswered there in the third period to tie this game up at 6. All right, we'll go into overtime. Looks like both teams get a point. Do we get an extra point? How about a shootout? Fuck, we don't. Okay, so Cody Glass and Mark Stone just continuing to kill us here in this game. 7-6, a wild game here against the Golden Knights. They get the 2 points. We get 1. Not the way you want 2 back-to-back divisional games to go. One of a possible 4 points and giving up, a possible 4 points as well. That's not good. 2-goal night for Dylan Dubé. Binghamton, probably his first poor night of the entire season, where his save percentage is .793. Okay, so we'll give Talbot the next one here. We maybe should have put Talbot in for that one. Back-to-back nights, keeping it realistic. We will give Talbot this one against St. Louis, who's 4-8-1. Happy we got a point against Vegas, but very unhappy that we gave up 4 points in the last 2 games to our arch division rivals. But again, it's early in the season. Not much we can do at this point. So I'm just trying to think here. Let's get Cam Talbot in for a game here. And we'll play the St. Louis one here. So just keep on rolling. All right, first period, Flames, Blues, 1-0. Goal from Devontae Smith-Pelly, who stays in the lineup. Second period, a goal from Max Domi. And third period, nothing. We'll hang on for the 2-0 win. Cam Talbot getting the shutout in this one. Let's see how many shots he faces in this one. 30 shots, so a pretty good night for Cam Talbot. A 30-save shutout performance for our backup goaltender. In the last handful of games, you can see Johnny Gaudreau's kind of gone a little quiet. I don't think he's picked up a point in our last 3 games. So again, that's kind of why I want to sim a little bit more before we start talking contract extensions for some of these guys. The only one, like I said, that we have gotten done up till this point is Matthew Tkachuk, just because it was such a good deal in terms of being a bridge contract. Like I said, I explained a lot in the last episode of why, and we were able to get him locked up. But guys like Mangiapane and Johnny Gaudreau, definitely want to get these guys on extensions. But I just want to see what their production is going to be like before we start these extensions, and then even guys like Domi as well, and maybe Mark Giordano. We'll see what we got there. So, all right, so we got the Winnipeg Jets here. I'm going to leave Cam Talbot in, coming off a 30-save shutout performance. Let's give him a little bit of net here and continue to roll with him and see if we can get back to stringing together some wins. We seem to be going win-loss here. We want to start stringing together another win streak like we did to start off this season. So here we go. Flames, Jets, first period. 2 goals for us. They get one from Ehlers, but we get goals from Lindholm and Sean Monahan. One other thing I forgot to look at the start of this episode was the power play and the PK to see how we're doing there. I think the power play has been good. But maybe we'll look at the end of November and get a really good gauge on how our special teams is to start this season. But I think the power play is much better than it was last season. So let's keep going here. Through second period, I should say. There's Johnny Gaudreau, his first point of the month. Good to see him back. 3-1 Flames. And 2 more goals for Johnny Gaudreau in the third period. Both power play goals. So we're talking about the power play on how good it's been. And we're talking about Johnny Gaudreau. And he comes through with a hat-trick performance. Our power play looks like it goes 3 for something. We at least got 3 power play goals in this game. 5-point night for Johnny Gaudreau. So yeah, he goes quiet in that first 3 games of the month. Responds with a 5-point night. It's like, okay, sit down, says Johnny Gaudreau. Elias Lindholm on that line, 3 points as well. Matthew Tkachuk, 2 points. Monahan just 1 point on that line with Gaudreau as well. 9-6-6 for Cam Talbot. Really good night. So Talbot's stepping it up here, and getting the job done in 2 straight games. Really good back-to-back games for Cam Talbot. So he's going once again just going to stay in the net right now, riding the hot hand. Obviously, Binghamton's our clear-cut number 1. Like I said at the top, Binghamton's had the best start to the regular season you can ask for from a goalie. But Talbot's rolling now too, so that's a good problem to have if you're the Calgary Flames. Here's a big one coming up against another division rival, so this is a good test for Talbot. Speaking of that, yes, the Sharks again, they're down there, but look at the points there. So we're at 28 there, Kings at 23, but then it's a logjam: 22, 21, 20, 20, 19, and 17 even for the Ducks. That's what I'm saying. Like, this division is really, really tight right now. It's early in the season, but it's tight.
We want to obviously separate ourselves the most we can. We do have the most separation of any team in this division at 28. We are, 5 points ahead of the Kings there, whereas all the other teams are just separated by almost 5 points themselves. Yeah, we want to separate ourselves a little bit if our division is going to be this close. But we have to be winning these division games because it's going to come back to bite us in February, March. So let's win these divisional games. So here we go. Talbot's playing red hot right now. See if he can get one against a division rival. Sharks and Flames from the Shark Tank. First period. They get one from Roy. We get one from Smith Pelly. Second period. 2 from us. Johnny Gaudreau, Elias Lindholm. They get one from Jumbo Joe, who somehow is still playing NHL hockey at probably 41 years of age. Do we hang on to the third period? Yes, we do. Noah Hannafin ices one past the former Calgary hitman, Martin Jones, and we'll take this one 4-2. So obviously we will take it. 2-point night for Devontae Smith-Pelly and Christopher Stieg on the fourth line. Nice to see the fourth line chipping in once in a while. 9-3-1 for Cam Talbot. Still not a bad night. Not as good as his last 2 games, where he went to shutout in the first game and then a 9-6-6 in his second game. But 9-3-1, we'll take that. That's still a really good night for Cam Talbot. So just continuing to ride the hot hand here in Cam Talbot as we roll into Buffalo. I believe that's 3 straight now as well for the Calgary Flames. Like I said, starting to get that win streak back. That's what we need. So here we go. We got Buffalo, Calgary, and let's keep going. All right, first period, Sabres, Flames, 2-0 Flames. Mangiapane Monahan, second period. That's a goal from Matthew Tkachuk, third period. They do get one from Jack Eichel, Captain Jack himself, but we hang on for the 3-1 win here over the Buffalo Sabres. 2-point night for Tkachuk and Domi. Nice to see that second line come in. They've been a little bit quiet to start the season, maybe offensively, especially with Tkachuk and Domi. Guys that obviously we want to get extensions for. We got Tkachuk done, as mentioned, but we want to get Domi a big extension. He's got to prove it this year, though. 9-6-4 for Cam Talbot. Yeah, Max Domi, like I said, since coming over 1.5 seasons ago from Montreal, has been decent. Don't know if he's gotten the job exactly the way we wanted him to get done. We brought him in to play with Tkachuk, to be that playmaker. He does an amazing job at putting up and piling up the assists, but we still want to see a little bit more offensive production out of a guy like Max Domi, and again, also in the playoffs as well. Just want to see a little bit more out of Max Domi. I know I want to see a lot more out of a lot of guys, and I talked about in the last episode, my expectations are high. Like we were talking about Matthew Tkachuk in the last episode, how he hits 50 points every single season, but yet it's not good enough. We want to see Tkachuk hitting more than 50 points on the second line. We want to see more out of him in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and the same thing goes for Max Domi. So obviously, we need to see that from Domi before we give him an extension. So here we go. We're at the end of regulation. It's 2-2 with the Minnesota Wild. We do pick up a point. Johnny Gaudreau tying this one in the third period. Do we get that extra point in overtime? How about the shootout? No, they get it. So they get goals from Zuccarello and Spurgeon in the shootout. The Flames do get a point out of this one. So it is key that in the losses that we do have here so far this month, that we are still finding ways to get points out of it. There's 9-3-3 for Cap Talbot. It's important that we are definitely finding ways to get points, but you still want to be winning games and getting both points if possible. But like I said, we'll take it. We will definitely take it. So another big divisional game coming up here against the Coyotes. I am staying with Cam Talbot. He has gone, the last handful of games, at least the last 7 or 8 games in a row. Binghamton on the bench. We have not had a back-to-back game yet. I want to get Binghamton back in here, but Talbot is playing really well right now. So I'm just continuing to roll with the hot hand right now is what we are doing. 33 points. Like I said, want a little bit more separation from our division, which is, look how tight it is now. 26 for the Golden Knights, 25, 25, 23, 23, 21, 21. Like, it's such a tight division. We want to continue to separate ourselves from that a little bit. The Coyotes are 4th in our division with 25. So let's get these 2 points, please, in regulation. Let's not give a point to the Coyotes here. Big test for the Calgary Flames. First period. Goal split Backlund on the power play, and then they get a shorthanded goal from Christian Dvorak. Second period here. Handful of goals once again. This one's tied. Maroon. I don't know. I completely butchered that name.
Domi and Valimaki for us. Nothing in the third. Looks like we are going to overtime yet again. I'm not happy giving the Coyotes a point, but can we get that extra point? Come on, Calgary. We have to start winning these shootout games. Fuck's sakes. They get one for... I saw our shootout record could be like something like... well, it's at least 0-3 this month. I mean, I don't know what it was in the last month. We are not having good luck in the shootouts. We're not getting it done in overtime either. 2-point night there for Domi and Backlund. 8-8-5. So first night in which Talbot maybe has a not a stellar game. So will we go back to Cam Talbot? We will. Back-to-back losses, even though they're both shootout losses. We'll go back to Jordan Binnington, I should say, not Cam Talbot. Really good run though for Cam Talbot. Really good run. He did not have a lot of action prior to this run. He now goes seven games played there. 5-0 and 2. So really good run. So yeah, I don't even know if he played a game then before that stretch. But 7-5-0 and 2. I mean, what a run from 9-3 at 1-6-7 goals against. So we're going to definitely come back to Talbot here. Really good stretch there for us. But Binnington as well, playing really well for us. 15 going 10. 10 wins and 9-1-9, 2-3 also. Binnington, is still our clear-cut number 1, so we will continue to get him back in the action here. But it was good to see Talbot go on a run. Like I said, that's not it has not been a problem for us in every season we've played so far with the Flames is goaltending. Whether it been Talbot and Riddick the last 2 seasons, or now Binnington and Talbot, goaltending has certainly not been a problem. It's been inconsistent from time to time, but definitely have not been a problem for the Calgary Flames. So it's nice to see it continuing to be a strong suit of us after so many years where goaltending was the weakest spot for the Calgary Flames. So back-to-back losses, like I said, we do get a point out of both of those losses, but you want to see both points being acquired, especially in divisional games. And here's another divisional game against the Kings, who are 5th in our division with 25 points. So let's see if we can get this one. Binnington, I should say, is back in net. So here we go. Kings and Flames. First period, 2-0 Flames. Monahan, Kachuk. Second period, they get one from former Flame Michael Frolik. Third period, crap, they tie this game up. We get one from Hannafin. They get goals from Bozak and Adrian Campaign from what seems like the 3rd, 4th straight game. We're going to extra time. Do we get this in overtime? We do. Finally, we win a game in overtime. Mark Giordano getting it done. So yeah, it's nice we avoided the shootout there. Again, giving up a point to divisional rivals, not what you want to do, but at least we get the 2 points this time. Monahan 2-point night, 9-1-2 in his return for Jordan Binnington after taking about a week and a half off. Not too bad. We'll continue to roll, and it looks like we got back-to-back games here, so we'll get Cam Talbot in to either Boston or Ottawa. Excuse me. All right, Winnipeg here. Flames Jets from the Peg. Nothing in the first. Second period, 2 goals for the Jets. Do we tie this one up? In the third, we don't. We get a goal from Mangiapane, but they hang on for a 3-1 win. Tough one to lose there. Let's just go here. Stats. 9-2-3 for Binnington. Alright, we'll keep going to Boston here. Boston struggling a little bit this year with a 9-13-2 record in their division, where they Boston is down in the bottom, of the Atlantic Division. Yeah, dead last. That's something you don't see every day. But you also don't see the Panthers and the Senators leading the division every day. So that's different. Times sure have changed in the National Hockey League. But anyways, let's just keep going here. Like I said, back-to-back games here. We've got the Senators, the Devils, and the Jackets to finish off the month after this one. So here we go. Bruins, Flames in Boston. 1-0 after 1. Lindholm. Second period, nothing. Do we hang on in the third? Come on, Calgary. Yeah. 2-0 shutout win for the Flames. Backlund and Lindholm. The Swedes getting it done offensively for the Flames. And Jordan Binnington will pick up, I believe, his first shutout of the season, believe it or not. 27 save shutout performance. I believe that is his first. We'll have to check after. But yeah, getting the job done there. 2-0 shutout win. That was one you had to have for a team that's near the bottom. Now we've got a pretty good team in the Ottawa Senators here, back to back. So we're going to put Talbot in for this one. Like I said, really good stretch there. Did not lose a single game in regulation. Did Cam Talbot in that 7-game stretch. some like 5-0-2. We'll see if he can still hang on to this and get us a win against a very elite Ottawa Senators team. So Ottawa, like I said, is up there, 28 points. They're near the top of their division, so they're one of the top 10, maybe even a top 5 team in this league with us. So good measuring stick game here for the Calgary Flames, who poise a 17-4-4 record. All right, here we go. In Ottawa, the nation's capital. First period, 1-1 is a split. Both Tkachuks, look at that. Both Tkachuks scoring the goals. Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk getting it done in the first period. Second period, goals from Mangiapane and Giordano. That's what you want to see. 3-1. Do we hang on in the third? And we do. They get one from Duclair late, but the Calgary Flames hang on for a much-needed 2 points here against the Senators. Funny to see both Tkachuk score in the same period, too. At first, you see Tkachuk, you think it is the same player twice, but then you have to look at Brady and Matthew. Here is a 42 shots against, 40 saves for 9.52 for Cam Talbot. So really good night for Cam Talbot, facing 42 shots and stopping 40 of them. Not easy to do. And now Sean Monahan has been injured. Yikes, 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 yikes. He's been injured with an MCL sprain. Estimated return time not till the 23rd. Wow. All right, so this is not fun. We've just been hit with a massive injury here near the end of November, and it couldn't be bigger. Our number one centerman is gone. So what we will do is, because he was injured in the last episode for a small period of time, I think for a game or two, this is what we did. We put Domi up to that top line, Backlund up to the second line, who's playing well, and Dylan Dubé, we talked about in the last episode, how he's now an 84. He's very versatile. He is technically a centerman, so we can move him to center, or we can move him to a wing spot and in our top 6 if we have to. But right now, it's really good to have ourselves deep down the middle with an extra guy like Dylan Dubé there as well. So that sucks. It's lucky we're deep down the middle with centermen. Also have a guy like Lindholm who can play center. We have lots of center options here. We're lucky, but we still lost our number one centerman there. So obviously we will be bringing in Scott Wilson as we get a little thin here in our bottom 6. So what I'm going to have to do is going to fix the line. So I'm going to do that actually right now. For now, we'll put Wilson in, but I'm going to do that right now because I obviously have to replace Monahan in every situation. The 23rd of December is about a whole month. We're on the 25th of November. So just want to take a quick look here at the month of December and what's ahead. So we got Jersey. We got a few games there. So he'll be returning somewhere around here. Good thing is we have a good break, 4-day break here. For some reason we played Ducks on Christmas Eve. But pretty good break here. Pretty much in a span of a week, we only have, one game? So that's not bad. We should be able to get Monahan back after this Florida game. So just roughly, it's about 10 games without Sean Monahan's services. So yeah, what I'll go and do now is obviously edit our power plays, penalty kills, because Monahan's in pretty much every situation you could want him in, and just kind of fix that. Probably give Backlund and Domi some elevated ice time, and maybe even Dylan Dubé. So give me a second. I'm just going to go and edit our lines. Alright, so I just went ahead and fixed all our lines. There is no doubt about it. We're definitely much better. Sean Monahan in our lineup, but unfortunately we're going to be without him for a handful of games. Like I said, roughly about 10 games here that will be without our top centerman. You can see the Flames have hit the 40-point plateau through 26 games. It's nice to see as we're going to continue to roll through the month of December here. I got Jordan Binnington back in the net, by the way, after that 2-0 shutout performance there against the Bruins. Talbot played the last one there against the Senators, but I thought I'd get Binnington back in goal. But yeah, elevated roles for guys like Dubé, Domi, and Michael Backlund especially in this one with the absence of Sean Monahan. So 2-2 after 1 here in New Jersey. Hall, the Calgary native, Johansson for them, but Valimaki and Lindholm scoring for the Flames. Second period, we get one from Dubé. Do we hang on? We do. What a third period it is for the Calgary Flames, who go Smith, Pelly, Mangiapane, Bennett, and Dubé, his second of the game. Flames hang on for a 7-2 win, which is nice to see. Obviously, lots of scoring in this one. Quite a handful of guys there with 2-point nights. And Binnington back in goal with a 9.44 save percentage. So that's what you want to see. I didn't even see what New Jersey's record was, but it doesn't matter. We'll take the W and move on. That's 3 straight wins, and I think a handful of wins in our last handful of games. I don't even know the numbers. But we've turned it around a little bit in the second half of November, which is nice. First half wasn't bad either, but nice to see ourselves back into the winning in bunches, I should say. First period against the Jackets, Lindholm. Second period, 2 more goals from Backlund, Mange, and 3 more goals from Mange, Backlund, and Wilson there in the third period. Wilson is on the third line as a winger, I should say. That was weird. Did you hear that? That sounded weird. Mangiapane, 4 points, 3 points there for Michael Backlund. Like I said, elevated row there for Michael Backlund. 2.9 for Giordano. And Binghamton, the 34 shutout performance there. 34 save shutout performance, I should say, as the Flames win the 6-0 decision over the Columbus Blue Jackets. So another shutout performance. I believe his second of the season there for Jordan Binghamton. Roster, yeah, okay, so it's December 1st. We don't have any RFAs anyway. Was Sam Bennett. We got him done in August. All right, we are now in the month of December. Flames are rolling here in 2 months deep into the season. I really want to start cycling through games, but let's just very quickly take a look at where we stand in terms of team stats, because that's what I wanted to do after 2 months. But I want to see if we can get through the entire month of December in this episode as well. So just want to go by entire league here and just see where we stand. So obviously we're first place in the NHL in our division. We have 1 goals for. I'm just trying to look here. We have 44 points is what I was trying to say. Just 2 points, though, ahead of the Florida Panthers, who are having a stellar season as well down in Sunrise. In terms of goals for, 101 is what we have. We are the second most in the NHL for goals for. Don't think that's a problem. Didn't think it was a problem to begin with. In terms of goals against, we have 57, which is first in the league. So second in the league in goals for, first in the league in goals against. Huge reason, of course, is Jordan Binghamton and Cam Talbot. Huge reason why we are first place in goals against. That's what you want to see. Power plays, 23 power plays on 77 opportunities. Look at that. Almost 30% on the power play. That should be good enough for first in the NHL, and it's second in the NHL behind only the Panthers. They're operating at 31.7, but 29.9. That's a pretty damn good power play. So it's rolling right now. Again, it takes a huge hit without Sean Monahan. Backlund moves up to that top unit. Domi slides over to center on the second unit, and Dubé, I believe, came in on the wing on the second unit as well. So it does take a bit of a hit, but we'll see if it can continue to row here without Sean Monahan. 7 for 85 on the PK. In terms of peak goals allowed, is good enough for second in the league at 91.8. So just behind Toronto. So not bad. Just wanted to look at that quickly. Like I said, we're obviously top 2 in pretty much every single category. For a second in goals for, first in goals against, second in power play, and second in PK in the entire NHL. So obviously not bad. Expected the numbers to be somewhere around there with as good of a start as we have had to the season, but you never know. I just wanted to check that to make sure we weren't doing anything too wrong, because 1 year ago we had a really horrible power play and PK despite being a pretty good team. 4-1 after 1 period here in Dallas. We had another one there. They had one. Tyler Seguin, Mangiapane, and we hang on for a 5-2 win against the Stars. Pretty big game here. 2-point night for a handful of guys, including Scott Wilson on that third line, Michael Backlund. 9-2-3 there for Jordan Binghamton. So that's what you want to see here. So let's just, like I said, continue to roll, see if we can sim through as many games here as we can in this episode. So we got the New Jersey Devils for the second time in the last 4 games. Just beat them 7-2. Incoming trade here. I'm not interested in this one. That's pretty much just a handful of picks and a prospect going with the Canes. We're going to decline that one. So yeah, we beat the Devils 7-2. Let's see if we can beat them once again. They are struggling this season. The Devils are with a 9-14-2 record. We've hit the 20-win plateau, which is nice. 21-44 is our record. 3-1 Devils after 1. We get a goal from Giordano. Second period. Not much. Do we pull back in the third? No. We'll split the season series. Tyler Toffoli gets this one. Looks like Talbot came in. Maybe it wasn't the best first period for Binghamton. But looks like Talbot came in for, yeah, Binghamton let in or he just let in 1 goal there, it looks like, and get on 6 shots against. That's a little concerning that he got pulled 4 minutes 33 seconds into the hockey game. Talbot comes in the rest of the way. A little concerning. Computers sometimes can pull goalies at odd moments, but a little concerning that sometimes it can be an injury. So let's hope to God it's not, because we're already without our top line centerman, and it looks like we'll escape this one without an injury to Jordan Binghamton. So that is huge.
yeah, we kind of have a repeat of what happened last year in the playoffs and the end of the season where we lost our number one centerman and our number one goalie. That was not a lot of fun at all. All right, Rangers, Flames. Let's see if we can get back to the win column there after a loss against the Devils. First period, 1-0 Rangers. Second period, 2-0 Rangers. Third period, almost 3-0 Rangers. It ends up being 4-2. Goals from Lindholm and Backlund. They get one from former Oilers Gagne and former Calgary Flame, Austin Czarnik. All right, that's back-to-back losses, unfortunately, for the Calgary Flames. So that's not what you want to see there. But we'll obviously try and get through it here. So Backlund there picking up a point. Just want to see here. 8-9-3 for Jordan Binghamton. Not the best of the night. We might go back to Talbot here. Back-to-back losses, like I said, for Binghamton, in which he allowed 8 goals. So yeah, we'll go back to Talbot here. Let's get to this Nashville game. See, Gaudreau's dropped off a little bit. 32 points in 31 games is still really good, but he was on pace for quite a bit higher than that at the start of the season. Dropped off a little bit. Still an elite talent, though, for us. I still think we're going to lock him up long-term to his 8 years that he wants. Again, if you didn't see in the last episode, Gaudreau asking for about 8 years at $9-point-something million per year, 9.3, 9.6, something like that. Did we just switch? Talbot in? Completely not even watching what I was doing there. I think we did. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, Johnny Gaudreau was asking for about 9.3, 9.6 or something for 8 years. Really good contract in terms of term. Be pretty much buying out the rest of his NHL career at that 9.3. And not a bad salary. Again, staying in the single digits, which is huge for the Calgary Flames as we win this one 3-1. But huge if we could get Gaudreau in the single digits. Again, I just don't know how much the cap is supposed to go up in this game. In real life, it's projected to go up quite a bit in this game, though. I'm not sure if it's going to go up a lot, so have to be really careful. We might still try and bargain with Johnny a little bit, but definitely want to lock him up for the 8 years if that's what he's asking for, to stay in Calgary. That's definitely what you want from your franchise player, for sure. So 9-6-9 there, that last one for Talbot, so he'll stay in the net here. We got back-to-back games anyways coming up. Probably give Binghamton the game against the Pens. We do get back in the win column with a 3-1 win there against the Nashville Predators. About halfway through the month of December. Like I said, we got a bit of a break coming up around Christmas, about a 5-day break. So that'll be nice, in which we should get Sean Monahan back for. After 40, it is 1-0 Islanders, third period. We do get a goal, but they hang on for the 2-1 win. Domi and Beauvillier on Long Island. And a 9-4-1. Really good night for Talbot. Yeah, so we've lost a little bit of a handful of games here lately. Still have 48 points. Again, I still want more separation from our division. I'm a little uncomfortable with how close the Kings, Canucks, and even the Coyotes are getting. Still want to be a little bit further separated from those teams as they still fight it out there. Division's starting to get a little bit more separation as well, which is nice to see at this time of year. So we'll give Talbot this one against the Canes, and then probably Binghamton there against the Penguins. Nashville's placing Frederick Allard on waivers. Would you like to claim him? Defenseman, 1 year left, $785K. Just want to look at his info quickly because we could always use defensive depth in the AHL. 76 overall. Yeah, we will claim this guy. Some good depth there for our American League team for sure. So actually, we can go do that right now. We can go throw him in. He's already with I believe Norfolk of the American Hockey League. So he should nicely jump in. We have not looked at our AHL team, by the way, all year long. Take out this guy here. But hopefully they're doing good. This will give them a boost. We will throw him up there in the top pairing as he becomes our most elite defenseman in the AHL. Won't worry about getting him in other situations. Can worry about editing that maybe later. Oh, wow. Yeah, Stockton needs help. They are dead last in their division. 15 points. Wow, is that good enough for dead last in the whole league? Yeah, that is good enough. So they are hurting down there. They need every help they can get. Wow, we'll take a look at our AHL team later because I want to really get through this this game. But yeah, they need some help. So maybe we can see if we can do something to help them down there.
Have to look at what Artem Zagadulin's doing. Maybe he's just not having a good year for us down there in the American League. But we'll see. Let's worry about our NHL team for now. Hannafin Gaudreau, 2-0 Flames. We get goal from Bennett, but they get a couple from Gauthier and Slavin. 3-3. Come on, third period. Calgary. They get Pesci to score, and it is a 4-3 Carolina Hurricane game. So we are struggling with some of these Eastern teams as of late. It's another loss. So we have gone back to going win-loss, win-loss, win-loss here in the month of December. Not what you want to do. You want to start getting these wins together. That's 2 points we needed. We got a game coming up here, back-to-back against the Penguins. And then, yeah, 3 more games, and then we should get Sean Monahan back. And we should also get a little bit of a break here. So let's go to goalies here. Let's throw Jordan Binnington back in net here. And we will go Pittsburgh here. All right. Flames Pens, first period, nothing. Second period, come on, we got to get back in the win column here. Lindholm and Zach Ashton Reese, excuse me. Third period, come on, Calgary, pull through. Yes, 2 huge goals. Shillington, Mangiapane, beating Matt Murray. We'll take the 3-1 win. Right now, we'll take it as we can get it. 2-point night for Gaudreau, Domi, and a nice 6-7 for Jordan Binnington back in goal. Nice to see. Both goalies. We've hit 50 points in 35 games, ladies and gentlemen. 23, 8-4 is our record. Still lots of hockey, though, to be played. Nice to see we've hit the 50-point plateau in just pretty much 35 games, which is, like I said, nice to see. So let's play these 2 games here. We should still be able to finish this month off in this episode. But let's play these 2 games against the Red Wings and the Panthers, and then we should get Sean Monahan back, hopefully. Mangiapane with a pair of goals there in the first. Crap, they get a pair of goals from Zadina in the second. Come on, Calgary in the third. Fuck. Okay, we get one from Rasmus Andersson, but they get goals from Alexei Lafreniere and Kevin Shattenkirk. That's tough. Lafreniere's first ever goal against the Calgary Flames. Welcome to the NHL. Man, we're not... the good thing is it is Eastern Conference teams we're losing to, but man, we're struggling lately after a really hot start. So this month of December has been kind of all over the place. What is that? 3 losses in our last 4. Let's finish off with a win, Calgary. Come on. Against another Eastern team. What's with all these East teams? So Montana is back and ready to play for this Florida game. So actually, I'm going to give him this game off. I'm going to play this game against the Panthers. I know it's a top team, but I want Monahan to really recover fully. I don't want him coming back and re-injuring himself. And then he'll get a nice long break as well after this. So he'll get about a week off to recover. So I don't want Monahan to be re-injured. He was injured in the last episode, and then he got a significant injury in this episode, in this last couple months. I don't want this to recur throughout the season. We need Monahan to be healthy the rest of the way for us as our top centerman. So we'll keep him out of this one and play this one against the Panthers here. They got a 2-1 lead on us. Tippett and Bjorkstrom, and we get one from Bennett. Second period, we tie this one up from Anderson. Come on, huge third period. Calgary. Yeah, Kachuk and Conley. This one's going to overtime. We need this extra point, Calgary. Got to get back in the win column here. Come on. Okay, shootout, which has not been good for us. Come on. Fucking Vincent Trocheck scores. All right, so we do get a point out of it. We have struggled. This has been our biggest struggle thus far of the season. It's just a handful of games, but it's not been fun. So we do have a bit of a break here. Sit at 51 points heading into this little mini 4-day break, I should say it is, but it's technically our Christmas break. So let's sim up to Christmas Eve here against the Ducks. Not going to do that trade. And then we'll get Monahan back. So actually, I'm going to go and edit our lines, get Monahan back in all the situations, and then play these final 3 games of the month here. So give me a second. All right, so we got Sean Monahan back in all situations there. Really don't realize how important he is to our team until you're without him. Getting him back in all those situations. We did go. I didn't look at our record since Monahan went down, but it wasn't too great. Like I said, this last half of December's kind of been up and down for us a little bit. But when we lost Monahan, yeah, we did. You could tell we struggled a little bit. I didn't even look at the numbers and everything, but yeah, we struggled. Definitely did well up till this Pittsburgh game. We lost this Carolina. I guess no, we didn't. We lost. Yeah, so it was this New Jersey game to start off the month. That's a loss. So that's what I'm just trying to look here in my head. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 losses and 2 wins since this New Jersey game. Up to where we are now. So 2 and 6 in our last, obviously 8 games there since New Jersey. Last 9 if you want to go 6 and 3, or 3 and 6, excuse me, if you want to go for this month of December. So 3 and 6, not the best record, obviously, without the absence of Sean Monahan, and we struggled a little bit. A lot of Eastern Conference teams in there, but yeah, I don't know why we struggled so much there in that span, but hopefully we can get it back here to end off this month. We got a couple key divisional games here against the Ducks and the Oilers, and then one against the Bruins here to finish off this month, and then we'll finish this episode as well. So first period here against the Ducks. Binghamton's back in it. Monahan's back at number 1 center. Nothing through 20:40. It looks like they get a goal from Sherwood. Third period. Come on, Calgary. Something here, Calgary. Holy crap, Calgary. Had to drop the ball in a big divisional game. 4-0 shutout to the Anaheim Ducks. That is disgusting by the Calgary Flames, who continue to struggling here in the month of December. So really good months of October, November, and December's just not been good for us. But you know what? You're going to have these slumps. Rather have them earlier than later in the season. You can see our lead atop the Pacific. Not very tight now, is it? 51 points, just 2 points ahead there of the Coyotes. The Canucks 1 point back at 48. A little bit of separation after that. 44 where the Oilers and Knights are. And then quite close after that, 43, 43, and 41. It's still a really tight division. We need a lot more separation. Just 10 points separates us in first place and the Ducks in last place in this division. This is too tight. Too tight for my liking. It's a very tight division. It's going to be very close. But we need a little bit more separation. This month of December's really hurt us. And we've dropped a lot of divisional games so far this season, and that was another big one. So I'm leaving Binghamton and net. Our offense has to get something going here. This is 2 points we must get in regulation against the Oilers. We need every divisional game at this point. We are going to be in jeopardy of falling quick in our division if we don't. So here is an incomplete trade. We'll decline that. Yeah, so funny how quick things can turn around for a team, after just one poor month. We had a comfortable lead there atop our division, and even the league, that's evaporated here in the month of December. So come on, Calgary. This is 2 points you must have in regulation here against the Oilers, a division rival. So here we go. First period, nothing. Second period, there's a 1-0 lead off a goal by Tkachuk. Come on, third period, Calgary, hang on. Yes! Domi and Versteeg, we needed that one. We needed that 3-0 shutout win. I can't stress how big important this one was. A 2-point night for Versteeg and Domi. Shutout goes to 34 save shutout performance from Jordan Binghamton. That's what you want to see. Starting goalie getting it done. And now we can finish off one against the 500 Boston Bruins. But that's a huge divisional win. Still not a comfortable lead, though. Still, only 2 points ahead? Yeah. So the Coyotes win as well, as do the Canucks. So we're still only 2 points ahead of the Coyotes, point ahead of the Canucks. Gives ourselves a little bit of separation against the Oilers, but still not comfortable enough. Still not. It's still a 10-point difference between us and the Ducks. So everybody kind of winning except for Edmonton on this day. So let's finish off strong with a win against the Bruins, please. And then we will start the month of January and the year of 2022 with a divisional game against the Sharks. And episode 20 as well, or 19, 20. All right, 2-0 after one. Shillington and Tkachuk, please hang on. 3-1, another goal for Tkachuk. Marchand scoring as well. Third period, come on, Calgary, yeah. We just hang on. A goal from Sean Monahan stands up as the game winner. They get 2 late ones from McAvoy and Pasternak, but the Calgary Flames hang on. Most importantly, getting that 2 points right now. We are struggling a little bit. We just need to find a way to get the 2 points at this point in time. 3-point night for Lindholm, 2-point night for Tkachuk and Johnny. 8-9 for Jordan Binghamton. Again, goaltending has not been a problem all season long. I don't think it's going to be a problem for us at all. We're just not getting it done here lately. So that will end off this month. Like I said, or this episode, not the month we wanted in December.
We do finish strong with 2 huge wins against the Oilers, especially, and then the Bruins. 55 points in 40 games, still good. I mean, 25-10-5 is our record, but it could have been better. You can see our lead still only 2 points on the Coyotes and 3 points on the Canucks. A little bit of separation after that, but still not comfortable enough. The Panthers have finally surpassed us here to take first spot in the NHL, actually with 56 points. Hurricanes are at 51. So yeah, there was one time when we were the top team, but it's starting to fade away with a poor month of December, but again, not much you can do. So what we will do is end this episode here. We'll pick up episode 20 of our franchise mode in the year of 2022 with the month of January against the San Jose Sharks, and we'll obviously sim and try to get through as much as we can and get ourselves up to trade deadline. So things turning around after a really hot start for the Calgary Flames with a bit of a shaky month of December. Still lots of hockey to be played. Good chunk of the season, half the season still to go. And we'll see if we can turn things back to the winning side for the Calgary Flames. But not too bad overall through 3 months. Just would have liked a better month of December here for the Flames. But we'll pick everything else up in episode 20 in 2022.